we gonna buy it to the insanity. Let a pimp freshen up.
What's going on, everyone? The Bad Habits, aka TBH here, and today I'm here to review one of my favorite movies from last year, They Cloned Tyrone. Now, if you're confused, yes, this is a Netflix original, so digital only. But I happen to be strolling on eBay, as I do, and I happen to stumble upon this. No, I didn't intentionally search for it. Also, this is full of shit here. On the back, it says digital movie included. There's nothing in here but the disc. So, they got you, boy. Yeah, long story short, I got me a physical copy. And if you want to know how legit it is, here's a cool, interesting little fact. You open this flap here, you got a little extra cover. Get a load of that. If you could interpret that for me, feel free. That'd be great. Maybe that's how you get the digital copy. I might have just gave that out. Where do I start with this one? I guess I'll start with the three leads here.
Okay? Triangle, bitch. Study.
One thing about this film, and it tells you early on, is essentially embrace your stereotypes. So we're going to start with Jamie Foxx, who plays Slick Charles. He is a pimp with no backbone. I don't know how this man has gotten this far into the game. I mean, for real.
Great train. Come the fuck out.
Next up, we have Yo-Yo, played by Tiana Paris. She is Slick Charles's prostitute, or one of, essentially. Her whole thing is she wanted to be a reporter, chasing leads on some Nancy Drew shit. Of course, she's a super fan of that. They get into it later on in the movie. But yeah, she kind of just got caught up in the game. And when we're introduced to both of those characters, she's, walking out on Slick Charles for like the millionth time. It's a nice little dynamic they have. These two characters, they really carry the comedy in this movie, because we'll get to Fontaine, played by John Boyega. And this guy, he is the straight man of the group. This man right here, Fontaine, the way he carries himself, his mannerisms, I've known a few Fontaines in my day, I gotta be honest. And that's your trio right there. Now, I get that comedy is subjective, yeah. This movie right here, let me tell you, I was laughing every other minute, okay? It may not be for everyone, but this is a really well-written movie. And yes, a lot of it is obvious, and I will be honest, not the most subtle. I feel like most of the subtleties are in the first half, which frankly is my favorite half of the film, if I'm being real with you. Once we get to the second half, the subtleties sort of really just go out the window. But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. This movie takes place in a neighborhood called the Glen. They never specify what city or state it takes place in. I even looked at the license plates, and it said a small place. So that sort of just kind of lets you know it's in its own little sealed off world. It's a trap. You get it? Yeah, okay. You didn't need me to. Yeah, all right. I know. When we're introduced to our main character, Fontaine, John Boyega, one of the first things he does is he runs a man over and then gets out and says, "You hit my car, bruh." So that lets you know what kind of character this is.
GTA, motherfucker! Oh, yeah! 10 points!
This guy is fucking brutal, and he's all about his money. Also, he's selling that hard shit. We're not talking weed, fucking vape pens you get at the smoke shop / Boost Mobile store. He's selling that hard shit. We're talking that Tony Montana. Copy this and just insert this randomly into the video. I'm not here to go through all the plot details, forgive me. I'm just going to get into the things I liked and disliked. So, bear with me. Check out the film before we really get into some shit here. Just check it out. Let me know your opinion in the comments section. I know I'm late on reviewing this, but fuck, it's February 1st. There's nothing happening so far this year when it comes to movies, so I'm playing 2023 catch up. I just posted a video about Saw X and The Creator. Check those out. Those are also 2023 films. Thank you, by the way. But yes, before we go further, I recommend the film. I'm not gonna give you my rating because that's for people that stick around.
We're on the scene trying to figure out what has happened.
IG, this shit fucked up. They out here cloning this. What the fuck going on in this bitch?
That's right, that is the prevailing theory.
If you've grown up poor in a ghetto, you might be able to relate to this movie in some way. You might even see familiar things that you walk by in your rich white people neighborhood. Sorry to get racial.
Great trying. Come the fuck on.
Let me drop you in real quickly. So our main characters stumble upon a secret underground lab that's located under what looks like a trap house. You know, it's an everyday home in the Glen, but the shit that goes down in that lab.
Excuse me, kind sir, but if you could point me to the elevator that leads down to the freaky laboratory, I'll be out your atmosphere.
God damn it, I can't really. The lab is run by this white dude with this black people hair. I'm sorry.
Oh, shit!
Oh, this motherfucker dead.
Okay, we ain't got no time for no negativity. Go get me some goddamn wet that something. Let's go.
It really doesn't end well for this guy, and I laughed my ass off the entire time. Skipping past him, our characters uncover that there's this white cocaine-like substance that they're feeding into products. For example, fried chicken, grape drink. They're also putting it in perm cream for hair. Embrace your stereotypes. Stuff like that, you know, stuff you see, you know, everyday black shit, essentially. That's what they're trying to do here.
It's in the fucking chicken.
Luckily for us, Slick Charles puts 2 and 2 together and, you know, sort of able to snap him out of it. And then at that point, out comes the manager, who's also, you know, like that scientist in that underground lab. He's also rocking that afro.
Your chicken daddy's returned. Still wet from the fryer.
Yo-Yo uses her persuasion skills, if you will. Yeah, we'll call it that. Let me tell you, if someone's that into you immediately, red flags, okay? No. Watch your wallet, your valuables. You need to keep your eyes on that person at all fucking times. It is Tiana Paris. Okay, I get it now. I wanted to give a shout out also. Fontaine actually has a right-hand goon named Moss. This dude is fucking comedic gold. I need one like him on my team. Not because he's effective, but just because I realized this review is kind of just me geeking out about this movie. I wonder how I'll feel in 20 years about it. But damn, I love this shit. This dude is goddamn hilarious. His little water monologue had me in tears. And I love the comedic cut. That it was perfect. And I don't believe in perfection, okay? If it exists, it's gotta be boring as fuck. Because there's no room for improvement. So I don't do perfection. That shit right there, that's it though. I gotta be honest with you.
Even players mess up every once in a while. But you know what? Matter of fact, we all about to get some water. We all about to get some of this hydration.
That aside, gets into another con of mine. Our characters really do just stumble into major, you know, areas that lead into the next plot twist. Gotta be honest with you, they're very fucking lucky. The church. What a great fucking scene that is. Whatever, don't have time to get into it specifically. Long story short, there's an entrance to another underground lab at the church altar. Alright, gotta say, I don't think you would have it in the main part of the church where anyone can see it. You would probably have that in one of the back rooms, a broom closet.
I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Sorry, I know this movie is fucking awesome, and yeah, I'm nitpicking. I'm picking nits out here, but yeah, no. Bullshit.
Okay, that's the fucking scene, okay?
Jesus Christ.
That's the fucking scene.
In the second half, which includes the church scene, that is also, like I said earlier, that's when the subtlety drops off. It's still great, but subtlety, she gone. She fucking left. There is a white man sort of in charge. Not really. He's sort of just a proxy for the man. Who the fuck is that? He plays Solid Snake in Phantom Pain. Kiefer Sutherland. Yeah, he's a proxy for the man who has a driver named Chester, who's also a Fontaine clone, or we'll get into it. Yeah, he's an older version of Fontaine, essentially, with a terrible wig. There's some Tyler Perry shit right there. Oof. They're working for, big spoiler alert. For reasons you'll have to watch the movie for. Moving on. We sort of see Fontaine breaking down after he realized what his purpose is. It really hit home. It very much reminded me of a scene in I Am Legend. There's a scene in there where Will Smith is, for context, he's talking to a mannequin, which he has set up around the city because he's a very lonely man. At one point, he just approaches a mannequin and he's just crying his eyes out saying, "Please say hello to me." There's a scene in this film that really reminded me of that. Except in this one, it was actually a bit sadder to me. It turns out that Fontaine, he's been talking to his mom, through a door. You never see her at all. You just hear her voice, and she's watching TV or whatever. At that point in the film, he breaks through the door, and it's just someone on a tape recording or a speaker. It's that one hit home. That was a well done scene, and John Boyega was killing it there. Gotta say, all three of the characters have their moment to shine. They figure out key plot points. I will say Yo-Yo is the smart one. It's what you're probably yelling at your phone or your TV. Settle down.
Come on, man. I'm just playing. Damn.
Another thing I thought that was really cool in this film is, I didn't touch on it earlier in the review, but one of our Fontaine protagonist characters, early on, one of them is killed. So, this is not our first Fontaine. Hence the cover, why there's multiple. But I love that this movie is about building a community, even in dire straits or shitty conditions. Slick Charles, he brings the hood together.
Me? I'm bringing the motherfucking cavalry.
And super iconic. I love that they released that online. That's some cool shit right there. Why'd I bring that up? Oh, yeah, Unity. So the one who kills the original Fontaine, our version of Fontaine, the second version, I believe, he goes to him to help raise an army. I love the idea of going to your killer for help. Obviously it wasn't the one he killed as a clone, but yeah, no, that's some dope shit right there. It's deep as well. But that's who he approaches, and they create an alliance, form an army, and that's where you get your dope shit. What's going on? Am I being raided? Flashbang. Get down. At one point, Yo-Yo is captured, and I love that her torture is someone rubbing their fingers through her hair. I mean, there's also this mind-controlling cream, that perm shit I mentioned earlier. That's not the point, though. Don't touch a black woman's hair. That is torture enough right there.
This motherfucker treat me like a hot dog and ketchup.
And then I love the fucking payoff that they set up earlier, that that's a wig. Who gives a shit? I got wigs right over here. I don't give a fuck, 'cause I be wearing me some wigs. Check out the Mrs. Doubtfire video. Another pro I wanted to get into. So our character, the second version of Fontaine, the one we've been following for almost the entire movie. I love that he's not perfect. Now, it's established that he can fight. Early on, he beats up a couple guards in a bathroom and steals their suits. No problem. Shit like that, you know, whatever. It's whatever. I'll let that pass. But he's not perfect. He actually ends up getting his ass beaten, and then he gets taken in. Yeah, small touches like that. It's really great. It adds layers, you know, because it would have got stale if he just literally just, you know, cakewalked it through. I appreciate that there's some challenge there. To be fair, he's also been shot in the shoulder at that point as part of a ruse. This man, he really went through it for this plan. I didn't even talk about it, but yeah, he got shot just to play dead. Whatever.
You on drugs?
One con I did want to mention, I would have preferred that they answered less questions with this one, to be honest with you. Less is better. You don't have to tell me everything. You could leave some things open-ended, or, you know, worst case, a sequel. Not that this needs it, or a series. I think this is a one and done perfect situation here, but who knows? I just personally, I could have gone without. Not that it's bad at all, because I still very much enjoyed it. But yeah, you know, there's some things after that as well where it's like, we could maybe cut 5 or so minutes out of this film.
Why the fuck would you do that?
Another con. Old Fontaine, yeah, fuck it, spoilers here. He gets shot. Now, the thing is, he gets killed by Chester, who is the middle-aged Fontaine, who was ordered by our Fontaine. So it's very layered right there. There's a safe word, which I thought was bullshit, because you would think there would be an exemption for the creator behind it. But yeah, Fontaine uses a safe word, and it activates Chester, upgrade style. Fast forward, you know, the story's exposed. People are walking out. The news clips are goddamn hilarious. I'd be stupid. It'd be wrong for me not to at least mention that. Yes, I love that shit. But and then we skip to California, which was alluded to earlier, that there was a project sort of trap situation going on there, and that's where we're introduced to Tyrone. Now, he's not named until the literal last couple seconds of the film, but this motherfucker is, you know, just the stereotype California OG. Oh, ASAP Rocky looking ass. God damn. To me, it's a really fun mystery, because who cloned Tyrone? The whole time I'm watching this film, like, when do we get to that? You know, I'm very much okay with that being the last fucking thing we get to find out. That's okay. I thought that was a nice little touch there. I'm all in for shit like that. Keep me intrigued. You know, it never bored me. You know, one of the things I wanted to say about this film was, it's definitely a blaxploitation film. It's definitely in that genre somewhere, which is, you know, frankly, it's sort of long gone, or, you know, mainly faded away. This felt like a nice callback. It had a bunch of the tropes and a lot of meaning behind it. Definitely some real shit was being said here, and, you know, full of belly laughs as well. It carried it throughout all the fucking deep cuts. So, you know, I really appreciated that. And my last pro I wanted to get into was the ending song over the title credits. All I'm going to say is Erykah Badu, motherfucker, killed Tyrone. That's it. That's the setup right there. It's...
So good and tasty.
We're finally here, folks. It's time for the rating. I was torn at first. Before rewatching this film twice last night, I want to add, I watched this twice getting ready for the review, almost back to back. Initially, I thought I was going to give it a rating of add it to the collection. This one gets a new religion, y'all. Yes, I am all about this film. I'm praising it. I'm going to recommend it highly. It's on Netflix. You can get your physical copy. I got mine on eBay. I'm sure there's other places, but yeah, no, it's worth your time. Please check it out. man. That's enough for me. I'm the Bad Habits, aka TBH, and I'm signing out, y'all. Deuces.